You,
There you go.
you know I have
Uh,
a sitting U.S. Senator waiting on you?
is he sitting or standing?
I didn't ask him that.
Oh, okay. We'll ask him. Good morning, Senator Roger Wicker. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are things there at the Trustmark studio?
Things have been hectic and crazy this morning, to be honest with you, sir. But it's all good when it's said and done. It's all good. We can handle pretty much anything.
Good.
Uh,
Well, now is Paul feeling bad?
Paul's voice decided to go somewhere else today. It
Oh,
just not, and it's a real disservice. And I'll be honest with you, Senator, if you ever tried to make, and I know you probably had to do this before, try to make a public appearance and speak to a large group of people, whether it be the audience, that is Supertalk's audience here in the state of Mississippi, or just a gathering of friends, and you have laryngitis or a bad upper respiratory cold or something. It's just not. It's a disservice to them. It really is. You can't understand what you're trying to say. So it was not a good morning for Paul.
it's a disability when you're Paul Gallo. Well, wish him well.
Exactly. I try to explain this all the time. We talk for a living. So if you are a welder and you break a hand, it's a disability. If our voice goes out, it's a disability. So we got some good numbers right now. The economy seems to be booming. Lowest unemployment in 49 years. We've got job creation through the things are pretty good under the Trump administration.
Absolutely, and there's a reason for that. Lower taxes and less regulation. We're still going to protect the environment and the economy and consumers, but we're a whole lot easier on job creators, particularly the small business people now. And also, I think they have a comfort level that we're putting really great lifetime appointments on the federal bench, and we just confirmed our 100th judge just last week. So I think those three things give job creators a lot of confidence and the ability to go ahead and hire some more people and expand this economy.
I was watching the stock market yesterday, and I'm not a big that's not to me. I'm not a big indicator on the future of our economy. But it was bouncing a little bit over the last couple of days because of trade talks with China. Nobody is talking about the trade deficit right now. I mean, when the economy is going very well like it is, they're not talking trade deficit. They're not talking tariffs. They're not talking much anything except let's create the jobs. How do you see it?
Well, I think that's what we've been aiming toward is lower taxes and lower regulations to create jobs. Now, I think the stock market went down early yesterday. It went down almost 500 points because of
Yeah.
what the president said he is intending to do later on this week with China. And I was with my wife at the time, and I said, I think the market will be back before the end of the day. And indeed, it went from down 470 to only minus 66 by the end of the day. So it bounced back pretty dramatically. And I think really basically people realize that in spite of all these talks with China and Canada and Mexico, we've got a good thing going right here in the United States with job creators. I hope we can get these
Even though
talks done, but the main thing we've done is make it a whole lot easier for a small business person to create a job.
And we're doing that with the regulations of NAFTA still in place, and some new NAFTA rules as well. And we're able to still continue to grow and have, again, the lowest unemployment in 49 years. You got to go back to 1969.
That's right. Well, and also 2.3% unemployment for veterans. That's the lowest on record. 4.2% for Hispanic Americans, the lowest on record. Women have a low unemployment rate. African American unemployment rate is near a record. And so the people that a lot of observers have felt have been disadvantaged and haven't caught the wave are really benefiting, I think, from these new policies. I'm proud to have been part of it. And I think we ought to continue it, stay the course.
And Mississippi doing quite well with our unemployment statewide and creation of jobs.
Exactly.
Let's go back to the.
You know, we got wonderful news just a few days ago down in Jackson County with VT Halter.
Mm-hmm.
We got the contract for the Polar Security Cutter. That's going to mean as many as 900 jobs just during the first ship. And you add those to what we're doing in the rest of the coast with regard to shipbuilding, including Ingalls, it's just going to be a huge boost for Mississippi and for people who are interested in working for a living.
Now, that's something we mentioned last hour, Senator, was kind of the migration, in-state migration of folks. It just seems like they're moving out of areas that are desperate for jobs, moving into areas that have jobs, and it's pretty it's not, but it's common sense is what it is. It's common sense of why they're moving there.
If you're in a county that's losing young people, that's a concern, and Phil Bryant and Cindy Hyde-Smith and our congressional delegation and we're concerned about the brain drain. And part of answering that is to bring broadband to the small towns. I grew up in a small town, and I still live in Tupelo, which across the nation people would think is a small town. But a young person is not going to want to stay in a place where we can't get the fastest, best broadband, because that really drives this 21st century economy. And so a part of what we've been doing at the state and local level is making sure that when we do build out, we build out in the right places and have the right approach to connecting all of the great heartland of America.
Senator Roger Wicker is guest this morning, and I want to thank him for giving us a call in. Senator, there's been well over 100 judges appointed to different benches across the United States. These judges are your future, some of them, maybe our future Supreme Court justices and jurists in higher courts over the next several years. How long in a year's time, how many years will the judges that President Trump has put into place be an impact on the judicial system for the U.S.?
Well, we're talking a lifetime appointment, so it depends on how healthy they are and what their life expectancy is. But yes, if you count the two Supreme Court justices that we've confirmed during this Trump administration, it comes to 102. And on the floor of the Senate yesterday, we voted to end debate on yet another circuit judge. So there'll be 103, and we're going to keep doing that. We have 50 Trump appointees who are still waiting confirmation. And that's why we had to change the rules a little bit. Harry Reid taught us how to do this back during the Obama administration, and it reminds me of that old advice: be careful what you wish for. But we now have a quicker way and a better way to go back to the way it used to be a couple of decades ago, when judge and administration appointees were judged on their merit, and there wasn't just this endless delay. So I think in the next few weeks, we're not going to be taking up a bunch of bills that Nancy Pelosi sends us from the House of Representatives, like the Green New Deal or so-called Medicare for All, which I call Medicare for None. We're going to continue putting lifetime appointees on the district, circuit, and Supreme Courts for decades to come.
Well, good luck with that, Senator Roger Wicker. I know your time is precious this morning. Get back to work and for the people of Mississippi, because it seems like the Democrats are not doing that.
To see me today. Thank you for being part of the day.
I appreciate it. Senator Roger Wicker. It's 103 judges now the president has nominated that are sitting on the bench. More coming up next here on the Gallo Show, Supertalk, Mississippi.